This guy right here, he made Spy Kids, okay? 5 movies of Spy Kids. He is the inventor of the explosion where the hero walks away and there's an explosion. He walks away slow motion. He invented that. That's actually his invention. He made the movie Dusk Till Dawn. He helped with Pulp Fiction. This guy has done so much. He made the movie 4 Rooms. If you don't know about that movie, oh man, you got to see 4 Rooms. And he's the guy who has recently got Joe Rogan to agree to be in a movie. Joe Rogan has been saying no to movie offers for the longest time. This guy just goes, oh, I'm going to have a movie. You're going to be in it. And Joe's just like, what are we doing? That's it. Like, this guy is a powerful filmmaker. And I don't mean powerful like we've seen in the past. I don't mean Weinstein powerful. I mean, this dude is just something else. Here, I'm going to play the clip of him talking about getting Joe into a movie. Let me see.
Like me, who's accustomed to just going by instinct.
Yeah.
And I've always done that.
Yeah.
My whole life, I'm like, F it, let's do this. I'm like, that's what I do. And so when this came up, I'm like, okay, well, you're not going to stop doing what you do now. Don't be a pussy. This is what you do. You're going to throw a bunch of money at this thing. Let's make this happen. And tell everybody you're doing it. And call all your friends in LA and call all your friends in New York. And come on down, man. We're making this happen.
Wow. I tell people that after Mariachi, it's like, I never thought I could get into the industry because I didn't live in LA and you need contacts and all that. So I just, again, I made a practice film. But then when it got bought and it was getting released and it won Sundance, my practice film, I thought, I don't have to move to LA. I bet they won't even know I'm not there. Between an airplane flight and FedEx, I'll just stay here in Austin.
Right.
So for the past, 35 years, people are like, why do you live in Austin? I don't understand. It's like, now they're all moving here. But it's because you could just think outside of the box here. So and I would tell people, filmmakers who all thought they needed to move to LA, stay where you are. Build up your community around you. We built this amazing community of filmmakers here. All they made here were Westerns before that.
Wow.
Suddenly I was making Spy Kids, Sin City, these crazy movies that really changed. The ripple effects to the whole community is huge because you're changing the workforce.
Yes.
And so you just, by doing that thing, and it isn't like an instinct. It's like it's pre-planned. It's like it's pre-laid out.
Yeah.
I tell my artists, when you come to my house, you're going to feel it. You'll feel like these connections. And I go, I think we realize we're not that smart. We're not smart enough to predict all that stuff. I think we've lived this life many times before, and we forget a lot of it. So we have a barely impression of what we're supposed to do. But it's because we did it 1,000 times and we forgot it each time. Like a dream, when you wake up from a dream.
That might be true.
Because, you wake up from a dream and you go, I was a filmmaker in that dream and I had 5 kids. That's what it's going to be like when our life is over. You'll wake up and it'll be like your past lifetime just goes away and then you go start again.
No. He actually wrote Dusk Till Dawn. He actually had Tarantino come in and he wrote the character that Tarantino plays in the movie. 4 Rooms is actually his movie. And how he helped with Pulp Fiction is there are certain things that Samuel L. Jackson says in Pulp Fiction that were taken from the script from Dusk Till Dawn. And he's great friends with Tarantino. They work together pretty heavily, and you could see that they've influenced each other quite a bit. But yeah, man, this guy is a rock star.
Start again, and only now you're a fish or something. But I had this thought. Wow, what if I wake up and I can barely remember the dream? And that's it. Because it feels like sometimes you feel like you can predict the future, but not like you can predict it. You recognize it once it happens. Like, oh, yeah, this is right. But how did I know to go this way? I didn't on purpose, like you said. I didn't set all the things that needed to fall into place are too coincidental. What is that about? So that's why even more, just follow your instinct. Follow your instinct, even if it sounds bonkers. Follow it, and if it fails, keep going because that might be your 4 Rooms or something. Just keep going.
That really is an important piece of advice too. If you're outside of a hive of like-minded thinking, when you're outside of that, you can think on your own.
Go another way.
Yeah.
It's like high school. If you go back to someone famously leaves high school and goes off to college and goes off and sees the world, and they come back to their old hometown and they find their old friends still driving the same streets. That's LA.
Yeah.
They're still doing the same shit the
Yeah.
same way. And you just went off the reservation and discovered
It's
a whole
also
world.
their opinions are only based on what's popular. It's like you were talking about Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Like before, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they're like, "Oh my god, we got more." Of
Now
this."
we got to make something
Yeah,
like this.
Let's make Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. Like they don't. Their opinions are bullshit. It's like it's all just based on they lick their finger and they find out which way the wind's blowing, and that's how they think. And that's how they are politically. That's how they are socially. That's how it's like they're nonsense people.
Yeah.
And you got to get away from that.
Get away and just create your own thing. And
The problem with comics is that we all got trapped in the velvet prison of television.
Right, right.
So television's the velvet prison. The real art form is what we do on stage. That's what everybody really
What do you
loves.
mean by being on television? I mean like sitcoms and
Yes,
stuff? Okay, because like
sitcoms,
now it seems like
game
it's come
shows.
back the other way. So many comics have such great, like Netflix specials are
Yes.
massive.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Where it's
yeah.
basically them doing stand-up, but they got a huge audience.
Exactly. Well, what happened was the internet came along and a bunch of unconventional people became very famous on the internet
Right.
without the help
True,
of Hollywood.
right.
People that the Tim Dillons of the world that don't fit into this television box, but when you get them on the internet and they can get buck wild, like, oh my God, and then they have this massive following, the Theo Vaughns, all these different people that have this very unconventional approach that for whatever reason wouldn't fit in they couldn't host the Tonight Show.
Right.
But, once they get on their own and now they develop these, like there's more arena acts now for stand-up comedy than ever before in the history of comedy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But I mean, not even close. I mean, the only arena act in the 1980s was Andrew Dice Clay.
Right.
So first it was Steve Martin, then it was Andrew Dice Clay. And Steve Martin kind of decided that the popularity of it all was so confusing to him that everything that he said was funny and it didn't make any sense. It didn't feel, and he stopped doing comedy.
Right.
Stopped doing stand-up. Which he had a very different kind of stand-up anyway. He did play the banjo and he sang songs. And so Dice comes along and Dice Clay is selling out arenas. It's like the first comedian ever to do that. Right. And then later in the 2000s, it was Dane Cook because Dane Cook figured out how to use MySpace and developed this gigantic following online. Same kind of thing. And so then by the time the pandemic hit, I was like, we don't need to be in LA.
Right.
We're not going to be on TV. The only reason why we're in LA is the Comedy Store. And the Comedy Store is closed for the next year and a half because these idiots that are running the city. And we came to Texas. And once we were out here, I was like, oh, this is so much better. Because now, instead of being around these Hollywood people that don't really have opinions, they just go whatever way the breeze is going. Now you're hanging out with regular folks.
Yeah.
Like regular people. People that are cops and firemen and auto repair guys. And you're just humans.
Yeah.
So all the people I interact with are just normal humans.
That's what I always loved about living.
Oh, this is
it's
so
like
much
there weren't
better.
any filmmakers here.
So much better.
Yeah, so much
it's
better.
infinitely better, nicer.
Yeah.
Everyone's
And
waiting.
you get a lot more done. I was cranking. Sometimes I'd have 2 movies out a year. I would be making
That's
them
incredible.
so fast because I just had a studio and we're just like, let's just make more
There
stuff.
also has to be something cool feeling about like doing it on your own, away from
Oh,
the hive.
way better, way better.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I try to create original franchises. Because if you go direct one of the James Bonds, you're one of the James Bond director. But if you create your own franchise, like a Spy Kids, it feels so much better.
Right.
When that's successful and someone says, wow, I really love that movie, you go, oh, I did that voice. Flip man, help us, save us. I go, that's you. Oh my God, I grew up with that. It's like, oh yeah, it's a homemade movie, so it's much more gratifying. And yeah, you did the right thing by moving out.
One
Just
movie
being
that
in
seemed like it could be a franchise is Alita.
Oh yeah, we want to do another one for sure.
For
it was
sure.
part of a graphic novel series.
Yes.
You got to come to my studio. That whole
I
set,
want to go.
That city is still in my parking lot.
Really?
20-foot ceilings, 7 streets. It's like the largest standing set in the country, if not the
Can
world.
I come over Friday? Can I
Yeah,
go Friday? All
come
right,
Friday. You're not going to believe what's here.
Okay, we're in.
And you're going to go like, okay, because I'm putting you in a movie.
Okay.
Because talking about what you just said about how people are different here, I just started a new label. Like the label I gave myself, I'm an athlete. When you create a label, that's a business thing too. It gives what a label is a filter. So I'm doing an action slate. So that already you get a bunch of ideas because it's just action. An action slate of 4 pictures. It's called Brass Knuckle Films, and you're going to be in the first one because I'm going to direct the first one. I've already got
What are we
which one
doing?
it is. I'll show you. It's a great part for you. You're going to come to the studio and I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
But Brass Knuckle Films is cool because it's the first time that it's an investable film slate. So fans can invest in a movie. They get perks and stuff, but it's not crowdsourcing or crowdfunding. Like you can get killed in the movie if you put in a certain amount of investment. But what's cool about it, I just want the audience to win because the audience is an afterthought. Like you say, you go to the studios and the people in Hollywood and you go, they barely even watch movies. And then you come meet the real audience and they're so into it. They're so behind it. It's like, where's your cut of it? Studios only show up to an audience at the end when they want you to go get your friends to come spend money on their overpriced movies. So I'm going to do this thing where even at $250, the lowest level, you put into this thing, any of the 4 movies, one of which I'm going to direct for sure, producing all of them, they're a troublemaker to keep the cost down so they go to profit sooner. Any one of these movies' success, you share in that success all the way through sequels. And for even the $250, anyone who puts money in, you get to have that proximity effect because we have a whole group together.
That's such a great idea.
And everybody gets to pitch their action movie idea. And I'm committed to making at least one of the movies on the slate from a fan investor's idea. So not only will you be an investor, but you be a creator. So we're almost already topped out. We're going to hit we still have 20 days left, and it's going to surge again. We're going to raise like 1.5 million for development funds. And we're almost at $1 million already. 22 days left. So I'm telling everybody who's listening, come in at the lowest level. Just be part of our community because people who come here get proximity.
And the lowest level is $5.
$250.
$250.
But you make that back on success of any of the movies.
That's awesome.
And it just hedges your bets. And it's just action because there's always an appetite for action. Like if you ask Netflix right now, what kind of movies do they need? They'll say action, action, action. We don't have enough action.
Oh, sure.
And internationally, so we're going to make the thing that people always buy, and they're also really fun to make, and you're going to be perfect in it.
I want to bring you back to Frazetta.
Oh, yeah.
Because
So
this
you
is the
have
thing
to
that
see it,
I
Frazetta.
wanted to pitch this to Quentin, and maybe I could pitch this to you.
Sure.
Wow, Joe Rogan wants to pitch movie ideas. He says absolutely okay when the guy says you're going to be in this movie. Joe has historically said no to movies, books, talk shows, interviews, everything. He has made sure to say no over and over and over again. And this time he just says, okay, what are we doing? That's crazy. I know there's going to be some people who are going to be like, well, what does this actually matter? And it matters. Trust me. This is going to be crazy. If imagine Joe Rogan in an action movie. He got asked to be in The Expendables and he said no. So if he's in an action movie, this is going to be nuts. I'm definitely giving to this thing. Have they made their money yet? Oh, they're fully funded. Damn. I would have went for that. Oh, man. Good night, man. Good night, McLovin. Thanks for coming out. Damn, I would have. Oh, man. Just closed 4 days ago. Damn, man. Oh, I was going to invest in this. I can't believe it. Oh, I so wanted to invest in that. That is so sad. Oh, man. Jeez. Anyway, I can't wait to see what happens with this whole thing. Joe Rogan's going to be in the first one. Of course, people invested. If he's going to be in the first one and this is how they're doing it, it's like, oh, so smart. So smart. Man, what is this?
Be cool.
Let's play.
I'm Robert Rodriguez, and I've made a career out of delivering action-packed entertainment to audiences of all ages around the world.
Ah, man, this guy. You could have made millions. I don't know about make millions, but just to invest in something like that would be really cool, especially to pitch a movie idea, because I definitely have a movie idea that I want to pitch. Definitely got a movie idea that I want to pitch. But anyway, moving on. Let's move on to the next thing here. Man, but Joe Rogan's going to be in a movie, folks. Get ready. Get ready for that. It's going to be ridiculous.